What's up, guys? This is Astranox. Developers Notes. It's going to drop on the 23rd of December. Balance adjustment. Some heroes. We've been looking forward for these buffs for a long time. Finally happening. Some heroes, of course, they need some buffs, but it's not quite there yet, unfortunately, man. But let's look at what we're getting here on the 23rd of December. We have some heroes for my newer players out there, or even players that are not too lucky. So we have Commander Lorina. She's so good in PvE content, definitely a hero that you want to build to progress faster, but she's getting some buffs, so it's going to be even better now. Now, for players that are not too lucky, we got Wanda, all-rounder Wanda. She's getting some buffs, real good, looking nice. And we have Melissa, RGB Hero Fire hero, and everything looks good, to be honest. All out of these buffs, there's Archdemon Shadow and Judge Kise. Man, we've been waiting for a long time for these buffs, man, for Judge Kise. And I'm hearing some players saying like she's not actually getting a buff. It's a nerf. It's not really a buff. But let me break it down for you guys. It definitely looks like it's going to be some buffs. Keep in mind, I'll be showcasing these heroes again with 15 skill up, so definitely stay tuned for that. We have two artifacts getting some buffs, man. So Wind Rider getting some love, and we also have the limited artifact of Fairy Tale Tenebria, Fairy Tale for a Nightmare. So this is looking real good. Wind Rider getting a passive attack increase, so you can have it at the start of the battle. You don't need to down a target. And looks to be solid for that limited Fairy Tale Tenebria artifact as well, which I will be showcasing after this video. So here we have Archdemon Shadow. So this hero is actually pretty dangerous. You build her tanky and she can be quite devastating, but I really like what they're doing with these changes. Now the skill 1, when you soul burn for 10 souls, you ignore effect resistance. So that is such a good thing right there. Even if you're fighting a team, trying to land that seal on that stupid Rowana or something like that, right? Because Rowana is really dangerous against Archdemon Shadow. You just land it on her. She's going to be sealed, and it's going to be great. She's not going to be triggering her passive. Very nice right there. And then her passive skill 2, instead of having a 35% chance of triggering, is going to be a 40% chance. But the good thing is that, of course, it gets double the chance to trigger when the target is sealed. So much more reliable now with the ignore effect resistance on the S1 when you soul burn for only 10 souls. Then you're going to be having a 80% chance to trigger the burst, which attacks everyone. 60% chance to decrease hit chance. Debuff for 1 turn, and increases the combat chance of the caster, right? Archdemon Shadow by 25%, and getting a focus so she can actually use her S3. Now the S3, man, oh my god. This combo is really deadly. When she has the focus and she uses the skill number 3, she gets an extra turn, and then she follow up with the skill 1, which can trigger the burst as well, so it's 3 attacks potentially, right? And then this attacks everyone, right? That doesn't change, but she get a 70% chance to decrease defense for 2 turns. Now this is real good, she can help the team, but keep in mind, it takes a while for her to build a focus so she can actually use the S3. But if you get lucky with counter attacks, dual attacks, like she could have focus building up faster. Really depends. If you have some speed on her, she's going to cycle faster. Stuff like that, but building her tanky, she is quite devastating, and you don't need so much effectiveness, especially now that you can ignore effect resistance with the skill number 1. Very cool to land the seal, such a powerful debuff right there, and it just disables the passive of so many dangerous heroes. Judge Kise, man, look at these buffs. So the first thing is that the extra turn for 20 souls was moved from skill 2 into the skill 3, and that's a good thing. And let me tell you why. So the skill 2 attacks all with a sight, decrease hit chance debuff for 1 turn. You guys know how powerful decrease hit chance is, right? Because Arbiter Vildred, he comes back to life, use the skill 3. It's so annoying when you have that debuff and you're not landing your attack, no crit, not landing your debuffs because of it. Very annoying stuff. Now her Wave of Light. Wave of Light is her skill number 3. It didn't hit hard. The S2 was the one that hit hard before. And, it's 70% chance to remove a buff from the targets before on the S2. But now with the skill 3, she attacks all, right? And then it's 100% chance to actually dispel 1 buff from the targets when you have the skill ups. And then you get the increased cooldown by 1 turn 3 times, right? So it's pretty solid. Like when you use her skill 3 before, one of these 3 will maybe increase their cooldown, maybe it's going to be 2 or maybe it's going to be 3. It's much better than only having one chance. So it's going to be on skill 3, and the great thing is that the Dispel 1 buff is happening before the cooldown increasing of 1 turn 3 times. Very good. And then you can Soulburn with the skill 3 instead of the skill 2 now. So basically, you do that, you remove their immunity. Let's say they don't have Fallen Cecilia protecting, with barrier, the immunity. But still, if you deal enough damage, you can break the barrier and take off the immunity because the damage happens first. And then the good thing is that the extra turn is now on S3, so you took the immunity off, right? And then you're landing the decreased hit chance with the skill number 2. So the damage of skill number 2, they're saying that the damage got increased overall. So that is definitely good news. So many things are happening. You can see increased damage dealt at the bottom here. And even if they reduce the damage from the skill enhancement, overall the damage was increased. And not only that, she's getting skill nullifier, right, when she uses the skill number 3, which is great because if you use an AoE attack, you can expect, counter attack to happen. Elbrus counter set happens all the time. So if it doesn't happen from that, maybe when you get your extra turn from the Soulburn, you actually use the skill number 2 and you have the skill nullifier if you trigger a counter with the skill number 2, which is also an AoE attack. Now, the good thing is that you don't require souls to actually do her combo of S2 and to S3. And before it was 70% chance to remove a buff, but now it's 100% chance with the skill number 3. So I feel like overall it's a very nice buffs right there, right? You don't need to have souls. You don't need Tagil's Ancient Book. You don't need to worry if you're going against like Billion. It's not that big of a deal. You can still pull it off and be dangerous with the skill number 3. And she's going to be able to be built like a support build, like a control that removes immunity and increased skill cooldown. So that is definitely good news. And, support with the debuffing, with the decreased hit chance from the S2 as well. So really liking that, right? You can have her like super fast or decently fast, and then, yeah, she could have super high effectiveness and or she could have big damage, some effectiveness or something like that. So pretty solid right there. Melissa, so now she is getting, she's getting immunity with her skill number 2. Skill 2 is actually the skill that hits the hardest. It's a single target attack. The combo is skill 3 into the skill number 2. So you land curse on a target, and then when you attack another target with a single target attack, it will be dealing that damage to the one that got cursed. So very powerful stuff right there. And the skill number 3 actually cannot miss with the curse. It can miss, but the curse will happen even if you miss your attack. So nice buffs right there, more reliable, and having immunity is good too, right? Not only having immortality, so she doesn't get loaded with debuffs, and that's another buff they have to worry about to, let's say, maybe remove immortality. Maybe the immunity is going to be protecting immortality. Maybe they try to remove her buff, but then 15% innate resist, or like, they have to take immunity off before they can reach the immortality. So that's good. That's good. And she can be crippled with debuffs, so she can still do her damage and all that. Good, good, good. Lorina. So she's getting some nice buffs, man. She actually will be dealing damage based on the target's maximum health with the skill number 1, guys. This is so good. This is like Daydream Joker artifact. The 3-star artifact is going to be built into her skill 1, so you don't even have to wear that artifact. You can wear other warrior artifacts or like artifact that affect all classes. Very good news right there, guys. I really like this one. Now, she's not only getting that, she's also, let's see here, some of her runes are getting changed. So you're going to have more defense increase from the guard rune from 1% to 5%. Nice increase. Free stat increase. And then you have right here, you get some combat units reduction with her skill number 3, Spiral Breakthrough, from 5 to 15%. That's good. And then look at this thing right here, Glory Rune. When using Spiral Breakthrough, increases damage dealt against elite and boss monsters by 20%. So this is definitely very solid right there, because more damage for PvE content, and that skill 3 hits hard, guys. And she can Soulburn to get an extra turn, skill 3 into the skill number 1, and that is good. Like, you're going to be dealing more damage, you can one-shot, you can proceed to another phase in a PvE encounter. Definitely some very solid buffs right there. And another reason why you guys should be building Lorina into Commander Lorina if you're having problems with your progression. Definitely a worthy hero to invest your resources into for all sorts of content. Wanda, oh man, she's getting some love. Very nice to see some 3-star heroes getting some buffs. Definitely something that we can all appreciate right here. So we have, let's look at it here. Okay, let's go to her specialty change. So with the weak point, shoots an arrow at the enemy, decreasing combatiness by 15%. So, okay, let's move on here. The big thing is right here. So attacks the enemy by exploding a flare, 100% chance each to stun for 1 turn. Actually, it's 2 turn after you awaken, right? 2 turn stun with 2 turn decreased speed debuff instead of having unhealable. So this is very good because you have decreased speed, reducing their speed by 30%, and they're stun, right? So it's gonna take them that much longer to get out of the stun, and then that much longer to get their next turn after. So definitely very powerful stuff. When you have stun with decreased speed, it is so strong, man. Like that target is out of the picture for quite a long time. So definitely like that. Now you can see here, she's getting for her weak point, that attack right there, right? She's getting a hit chance increase from 40% to 70%. So even if they're stacked with evasion, you can just go right through that, no problem. They have a bunch of evasion, they have an evasion artifact, no problem right there. And the speed rune, she actually gets stealth at the start of the battle. So even if you build her like fast, you build her like super hard hitting or something like that, you don't have to worry unless, of course, you're fighting like a Milim or she get knocked out of stealth. You can protect her with barrier, so it's harder for her to get out of stealth. 50% damage reduction from AoE attack when you're stealthed, so the barrier could stay longer on you with like Fallen CC or Bastion of Pollution onto a knight or something like that. So also, the Wedge rune, when using 1-shot, 1-kill, has a 100% chance to decrease buff duration of the target by 1 turn before the effect. So that is solid. So decrease buff duration, immunity can be gone, all sorts of buffs, could be gone or have a turn reduction right there. And it happens before the effect, right? And that is definitely a super powerful attack right there because you have the 100% chance to stun and decrease speed debuff, which, like I said, takes the target out of the picture for quite a long time. Some very welcome changes right there. She performed well before, but now she's going to be even better. Wind Rider, look at that. This artifact is getting 20% attack increase permanently. So even if you don't take a target out, at least this thing is helping you to hit that much harder, right? So if you're not getting that thing to trigger early on, you didn't get lucky to target this tanky or something like that, maybe that artifact pushes you to actually do the 1-shot, or at least you have something that's activated. And that was the problem with Wind Rider, nothing at the start to help you, and if you get unlucky, it feels like dead weight, like this artifact. You wear it for nothing, and it's like an extra win condition, right? Like if you don't make it happen, if you don't down we're already downing the target, then like you're sort of like winning already. Maybe you're in a 4v4 format, it's 4v3 already, or Guild War is like 3v2. So yeah, that's it. But at least now, you're getting some buff. So if you're struggling to get that healing blow, you're getting some help. So the artifact of Fairy Tale Tenebria, look at that. After an extra attack, counter attack, and dual attack, has a 60% chance to dispel 1 buff from the target. So that is brand new. We didn't have that right there. And has a 100% chance to deal the 1500 fixed damage. So I can't remember if it's the chance go up when you have more limit break, you have higher enhancement over 15%. I believe, from what I remember, the fixed damage is lower than 1500. So you build up that fixed damage higher as you get more, enhancement. You limit break the artifact more. But it's great to actually have a dispel 1 buff from the target. That hero, Fairy Tale Tenebria, is so dangerous at casters. If you can open with her, she really disrupts a team greatly. And that is going to be quite annoying to have her able to actually remove a buff. Like even if the enemy is trying to get back on their feet with like cleansing and like putting immunity or putting some kind of buff on themselves, she's gonna be able to just remove some buff even like outside of the skill number 3 that can take care of buff. Man, I don't know, man. That's pretty dangerous. So I will be showcasing her. So I'm gonna have to showcase her again after that for the artifact, I guess. Maybe I showcase her now without the artifact and talk about that because not everyone can have it, right? And then later I'll showcase her with the artifact, which I don't really have. I'm gonna have to figure out. I'm gonna have to pull for this thing. Oh God. So yeah, stay tuned for the summit video. Let us know what you guys think about all these buffs in the comment section. It's looking good, guys. Like, to be honest, like, that is definitely some solid buffs right there. And I don't get the players that say that Judge Kise is not getting buff, like it's a nerf. I feel like it's definitely powerful, man. You don't have to worry about having souls, and souls are problematic sometimes to have. I mean, you have to worry about having a mage, and then like sometimes you cannot double up on mages, so that mage that Tagil's Ancient Book gets banned in World Arena, or they have a Bellion that just blocks soul gain, or they have a way for them to reduce your soul from Assassin Sid or something like that. I think it's solid, and she's gonna have multiple builds that you can go for. And overall, I like these buffs. And let us know what you guys think about all that in the comment section. But that's it for this one. I'm Astranox. Good luck with all y'all do. Peace out for now.